guys, welcome back to my channel. It's G from Happiness and Crafting. So I finished my front cover for this lovely sort of, I'm making a no-sew sort of eclectic-y fairy type of journal, and I finished the cover. I did this with my lovely pink butterflies today, and I've made a little pocket in the front, and I've added a little flap. So that is the front, and I just think it's come out absolutely beautiful. I did forget to add her little wing, so I'll add that, and I've got a few little bits that I would like to sort of probably just stick on the front. I haven't done it yet because it's because I will probably glue them on, but I just think it's just beautiful. So what I'm going to do, I'm just going to make some basic pages today, and then, you know, once I've made the basic journal, I can go back and sort of like embellish it with lots of lovely bits and pieces. Now, I did fold this piece of paper because I was going to put it underneath this little front bit like that, but I'm loving this and I didn't want to cover that up. So because that would be on the sort of like the front page where it would sort of like pull out like that. So I've given that a miss. I'll use that in the journal somewhere else. But I've got this little flap which we're going to add something to. I've cut this piece down, which I could use like that, and I've also got this piece which I think would look really lovely behind the first page, just peeking out the top just a little bit. I don't need it all the way, but I just think that would look really, really lovely poking out. So I'm not 100% sure whether to stick that on there and then make it like a little, this could sort of flip back just a little bit, fold that back. Let's just see, shall we? Put that to the side. So fold that back. I'll probably just cut that off. So that would stick on. You could have a little tuck spot in this bit, and then we would add something else to here. So that would either lift out or make a little tuck. See, decisions. I quite like that, but I also quite like this. Maybe add that behind that one, because I was thinking on this one you could put that, stick that onto there, which is lovely, because I want the pages to sort of go bigger and bigger as it goes through the book. And I'm just wondering whether I could stick that. I was going to make this into like a pocket, thought, so I might do that. So if I fold that like that, we've got that little fairy there as a pocket. So that would, she would stick on there. And then we need to make another one that would stick down onto there, and then we need to make another one to flip up. Okay, so it would go like that. That's how it would work, I think, and then that would just slip on like that, and then this is another piece where we can join on to another page. Okay. So that's how I think it should go. And I'm going to make like a little pocket in here, I think. That goes right on in there like that, doesn't it? Does that fit on there then? Or is that too big? Not really, is it? Or should they really be the same size? Why is that smaller? Never mind, I can pop a little bit of something down there, unless I just bend this over a little bit more, like that, so we are level. There we go, that's better, isn't it? Let me just get, where's my bone folder? Here it is. There we go. super. Super, super. So we will stick that on there like that and make a pocket. So this would be a little pocket that does that, and I think that will look nice with her little fairy on there. And again, I will embellish this when we have added a few more bits and pieces. So I'm just still in the sort of thinking construction sort of mode at the moment. So I don't need that. I need to chop a little piece out of here to make a big pocket, don't we? So if I chop that out, it's not very level, but that wasn't very level. I'm going to go in there again and make a little bit as I go along, just chop little sections. There we go, that looks a little bit more. Oops, that's a lot of ink. Lovely. Okay, so deciding on what ink to put on here, I'm going with the vintage photo for now. To ink the edges, because I still want it to look sort of like vintagey, a little bit of vintage on there, because I'm going to be adding in the vintage photos onto this as well. So we want a little bit of vintageness on here, don't we? Let's add a little bit. Oh, actually that's got like a little spine on there now. We could sort of make that, or does that go that way? Yeah, that's got like a little spine. Oh, that's not good. Oh yeah, because that goes in there like that. Yeah, that goes on there like that. Oh my gosh. And then that's got like a little spine. We could actually, oh, I quite like that little spine. We could do something with that. Maybe pop a little bit of journaling in there, a little booklet or something, which goes this way, doesn't it? I'm going to confuse myself, most definitely. So that's inked up. We want to ink this bit like that. We will probably stick something on there. I'm going to just go for this. Normally I just sort of like make it up as I sort of go along and do different pages and not stick them in, but I'm going to stick this one in. Or do you think I should make holes in that? Or I could just leave it like that so it's got like a spine in. And then I could have something bigger on this page, couldn't I? Ooh, decisions. Let's see. I don't really want to cover that up. Okay, as you can tell, I don't know, I haven't decided how this is going to work yet. I don't really want to cover up her little wings, so maybe we need another piece of paper. I've got this one. What did I fold that over for? And then I don't want to cover that up either. I need, oh, there we go. Maybe we'll go this way on this one. Should we make it a little bit bigger? No, don't like that one. I'm going to go in with this. Don't want to cover that up, do we? Oh my gosh, what are we going to do? How about this one? Right, the little house is on this side. We've got green on the back. That could go down, couldn't it? I don't want it that big because, oh no, this is going to be bigger than that, isn't it? So that goes on top. We have that on. I didn't want that as big yet. I still want to, I might just chop a little bit off there. This is going to go on here like that, so it's just that little bit bigger. Right, I'm going to just cut this one down. That can go on there. If I cut that down, this can stick onto here, so it would stick sort of on the bottom, so it's just slightly bigger. And then we would have another page. Love this little house. I think that's lovely. So we could have a booklet in here that's going to bend over this way, like that. So that sits on there. I'll cut this down in a minute. This would bend over like that. That goes over. And then we have that. But then we need to attach something. And I think it could probably attach to that. Couldn't it? Because I like these pages that sort of like flip in and out. Like that. That's how it's going to go. Lots of little flippy flappy pages. So we have our little fairy on there. And then this will flip over and we can add something to this side. Right, that's it. I hope you understood what I was saying there. But I'm going to cut down just a little bit of this. Like that, maybe just slightly bigger. Oh, that's a bit thick, isn't it? There we go. What should you think? That's going to look good. That's going to look good. So we're this way, aren't we? Like that. That's going to go like that, and then this goes like that, and that can open up like that. Fabulous. Little bit of inking. Little bit of inking going on. And then on this little, where I've got like a little sort of like spine on it, I think I might just sew in a few little pages to that, so we can have like a little journaling spot. Let's do that next, shall we? Before we stick anything together. I like to ink sort of like the edges, because I think that makes it look sort of like nice. This looks like a storybook actually, because you've got sort of like faint writing on there. So it looks like a little fairy book, I think. Let's put that on there. So looking forward to adding all the photos and pictures and all sorts of things into here. Like that. Ink it all up. Need to decide how many pages. Can't remember how many pages I normally put in there. I suppose it depends how big I'm going to do it, doesn't it? I think I might make that into a tuck. So I don't really need to ink inside. Perfect. So that does that, doesn't it? So that will stick onto there. And then we will add a few little pages into that bit, I think. Will look really nice. I might just reinforce this piece here. Just pop another piece of paper over the top. And then we can sew, and then I'm going to put, or unless I put some fabric on it, I could put some fabric on that, because that's going to be on the outside of the journal, isn't it? like this. Are you confused yet? Have I completely confused you? Let's pop that on there, like so. That sticks on there. So yes, that will be this little piece you will see on the outside, like that. So I'm going to cover this with a little bit of fabric. Now I've put velvet on there, I've got that one on there. What shall I put? I could put another little bit of, did I have any? Oh, here we go, there's a little leftover bit. Oh, I might put that on there. Don't think we need all of that, but I could just glue that down, couldn't I? Just a little section, don't need all of it. Where's my scissors? Half of that, do you think? There we are. I want to make the spine just a little bit thicker, if you know what I mean. So it's a little bit thicker and not so gator mouthed. Do you know what I mean? In the spine this bit and the pages this bit. So I want it to be almost even with the spine and the amount of pages you've got in it. So it's a nice shaped book. So let's see if we can do that. I'm going to add, what shall I add under here? I think we're better off with a little bit of 3-in-1. Let's just go down either side. Like that. This one. Just before we sort of stick everything, all the pages together. None of it down here. Okay. Trust me, that will be really nice. I'm going to just trim this off. Not that it really matters, it doesn't have to be neat and tidy, does it? Let's get those little bits though. Okay, so that's that bit. So that will go on to this. So that piece will stick on there like that. So that's really nice. I won't stick that down because we'll do that when I add it to the actual front cover. So let's make a few pages to go in here. If I just make like a little... No, I think I'm not. I'm going to make some pages, I think. Let me just get some coffee stain paper. Okay, so I've got some coffee stain paper. Now, the length of this, do you think if I folded it that way, it would go in, wouldn't it? So I don't want a great big lot of it, but if we fold this down, I think I'll just sort of tear it down. If I fold that in half, that make a little booklet? It would, wouldn't it? That would make a lovely little sort of booklet in there, and that would sort of use up the pages quite nicely. So if I do, how many shall we do? Don't have to have a huge amount. Just so it's got somewhere where you can actually journal in, because a lot of the time we tend to sort of like fill our journals up, don't we? Although we have lots of little, I'm going to put the lid on this, little journaling spots and cards and stuff. It's quite nice to have just sort of like a few journal pages in there as well. Right, I think I'm going to have 3 pieces of paper. you can see where I've got all bits and pieces where I dry it out on the lawn in the garden. Okay, let's just... The first bit when you do a journal like this, I think is a bit sort of like hit and miss, isn't it? Where you're trying to think of ways to do the pages. I don't really like to think about it too much. I just like to sort of make. Right, let's put those in. There we go. Oh, that's lovely. That's going to look really nice in there. As long as, where's the other piece gone? So this will go, let me just do this again. Did we say it went like that? That's how it went, wasn't it? So, yes, that's how it goes. So as long as that doesn't go over this, I didn't want that to go over that. So that comes and closes lovely, and it's not too thick. Can you see? Because we've got that little spine in there. This will fit in there. Those few pages fit in there just perfect. So I'm going to sew those in right now. Let's add a little bit of grunginess to this. And then I might sort of like stamp and things on here as we go through. You know, as I do finishing touches and stuff in the journal, you can go through and sort of like stamp bits and pieces on. Okay, lovely. So what I need to do is put that in there like that. Let's get my little bits and pieces out. You could staple it in, or you can, you know, sew it in. It's up to you, but I might leave a little bit because we could put little dangles on this. I might make that a little bit longer. Take a needle. Let's get this threaded. Well, I didn't think I would be sewing in today. It's supposed to be a no-sew journal, but well, it's a no-sew spine journal, isn't it? This is just sewing in a few little pages to make it look lovely. Okay, where's our book? So I'm going to make holes in here first. Let's find the middle. Do you think I should clip it? I should, really, shouldn't I? Guys, you should see my desk. It is just crazy. I've got so much stuff on it. And I don't really have a little spare spot at all for anything. Right. Let's just lift this up. Pop that in there. Pop one there. And then just make a little hole there. Oh, perfect. Now I'm going to put this on here like that, where I'm going to do it, because this is, you know, it's got like a little, I don't know, centimetre spine. I'm going to just do it like that and eyeball it and poke it in the middle. I'm actually going to do it with my needle. That awl is very, very big. Got fabric in there as well. Just going to mark them off so they're sort of in the middle, like that. Pop that through. There we go. Let's get rid of my great big book. Give us some space. Take this, pop that. This is quite a big needle. It's a little bit too big really for this. Okay, let's go through. through our little hole, back through, not that I can see anything, let's do it this way. Look what I've just done. Oh my gosh, guys, what a klutz. Let's start again. Let's put that through there like that. Clip that on there, probably the best idea, isn't it? Pop that through there. You know what I'm like, I'm dreadful on video sewing these in. There we are. Pull that through. Okay. Now let's go back down through this little hole there. Ta-da! There we go. Okay. Pop that on there. Let's unclip these. Check that. Pop that under there. Pull that nice and tight. Look at that. That's lovely. And that's our little spine for the outside. Fabulous. Okay. And then this will be easier. If you left this to the last minute or when you finished, I think it would be even harder to sort of put together. Do you think those are a little bit too long? Oh, how lovely. So that's going to clip around there. That's our little booklet. Fabulous, fabulous, fabulous. This is going to stick on there, which I think I will probably do now. Let me just ink this little bit up here. Just so, because we're going to see that little bit on the edge. Perfect, perfect. And that will sit on there. Just like that. And pop out. Lovely. Right, let's chop this little bit off. Let's pop some glue on. And we can stick those down. On here. I might actually, like I did on my Rose and Pansy journal, I might print on some sticker paper and have some, you know, so I can have some, make my own sort of like washi tape like I did before, because I think that would look really nice, wouldn't it? Let's open this out. Washi tape with these little bits on would look beautiful. Okay. There we go. Turn that over. Look at that. Oh, that's a good start, isn't it? That's a really good start. And that opens up like that. This will pull out that way, and it also pull out like that. Oh, that's beautiful. Then we just need to add a little bit to here. How long have we done? Oh, we haven't been very long. We haven't been that long, have we? Let's put that over there. Pop our paper away. We don't need that. So this is going to be the front. I'm going to pop this cover away for a bit. I won't attach this to there because I don't want to keep you rubbing this on the table because she'll get really grubby, I think. So we know this is the front cover, and that will just go into those pages. So we will just carry on like this. And look, I did all my fussy cutting. Well, not my fussy cutting, but, well, I suppose it is. It's just all the pictures and stuff. And I think these are just going to look absolutely beautiful on here. So they can come out. They don't have to be attached. right to the end of this bit. They can sort of like pop out, can't they? But I quite like this one in the front journal. It makes it look really sort of old, doesn't it? I might leave that in there so I don't use it. Oh, I love it. I love it. So let's just have a little peek to see. I've got all of the lovely vintage ephemera. Not the vintage ephemera, the Encyclopedia ephemera. Look at that lovely unicorn. Oh, I can't wait to start embellishing it all. Love it. Now we just need, oh, this is what I was going to put on next, wasn't it? Because I'm liking this, but we need to attach. And I'm going to fold it that side. But then again, I could just have a strip down there. This can be, how long do we want this to be? So it pops out the top and the bottom. So we want it to roughly be about there. Let's get our my little chopper out and chop. There. This can make lovely little pockets. I'm going to round the edge of this one just because the other bit is round. And you see, not that that really matters too much, but then we can just stick a piece on there like that, can't we? Together. That's really nice. And then that will fit on there. Okay, so I need a piece of card, or shall I use, actually I might leave this one because I'm going to make some sticker paper to stick down through there. So I will stick that one on later. So, and then we can just add a piece to this. So let's just do this little one. Should we make that into a pull-out or should we make that into a tuck? What do you think? I'm going to round this bottom piece off as well, because that top piece is round. I might make that into a little tuck because we've got so many lovely, lovely bits and pieces to tuck into here. We've got some lovely big pieces of ephemera, and I've got these beautiful big fairies as well. So we need some big pockets, don't we? Definitely. Let's just add. Shall I pop a little bit of lace on there? Maybe I'll add a bit of lace down there, because I'll sew it on. So I need to, let's have a think out loud. So that's going to be the other side. So that's going to stick on like that. And then I will get another piece to stick on this side. So that will go onto there. So we don't really want on anything down this side, do we? So let's just put a piece of lace. What should we have? I've got great big lace. I don't really want that. Maybe I'll add. I need to get some more of my laces out, I think. Oh, that's quite nice. Should I just add a little bit of this to there? Do you know, I'm going to add it this way. I think I'm going to add it this way because if I'm going to put in one of our big fairy girls, I don't want her to be covered up with lace, but I want it to still look pretty. So I'm going to head it going in. You know what I mean? Let's just stick that down for now. And then I can go in and sew. Just put a tiny bit of this over. Like that. Stick this down. Onto there, and then I can sew that. Let's go right down actually. Fabulous. Cut that off because we got the little rounded bit, so I'm just going to cut that off so it's rounded as well. Oh, I do like that. Fabulous. Love it. Love, love, love. Right, guys. I'm going to go through what I have done. So we are... This goes like that, doesn't it? So that will go on there. Oh, look. That looks beautiful around that outside. That's what I wanted. This. Because it looks very sort of old and vintagey, doesn't it? I could actually pop some lace on the bottom. Would look nice. I could actually add a bit of lace down this side because that sort of like sticks out. Oh, I'm loving it. So what we've done so far, I did this one. So that this little fairy one comes out. So that page basically is folded in there. I've got a little tiny spine bit in there, and that just sort of, that won't flip out because that's just going to be sandwiched in there to make a big pocket. So we've got a nice big pocket in the front, and then as you turn over we've got this lovely area here which we can stick something on. Embellish. We've got a beautiful little journal spot, and then this one comes out, so this will pull out like that and like that. So whether I was I going to stick that together? I think that was going to be a little tuck spot as well. And then this will be attached onto here like that. Fabulous. And then we will turn this bit over like that. And then what should we have? Should we have a beautiful purple piece on there? But I will wait till next time, I think. So this can then go on there. Actually, we could attach it on another piece, or I could attach it to there as well, couldn't I? We shall see on next time. So they're the three sort of pages we've done. We've got that one which is going to attach. We've got the little pulley out, and then we've got the little fairy with our little journaling spot in there. So fabulous. So I will sort of carry on and do a few more pages. So in the next video I'll show you what I have done, and we will carry on, and hopefully I'll be a little bit more organized next time. Doing the start of it is just getting up some sort of like ideas into my head of how I want it to look, but I think this is just going to be fab. So there we go, guys. Thank you so much for joining me. Have a fab rest of the day. Take care, stay safe, and I will see you soon. All right, guys. Bye-bye.